Hey, everybody. Good evening. I hope. Wait, let's just do this all over again. Hello, my awesome friends. How is your evening going? I, for one, have been messing around quite a bit and trying to get a lot of my graphics right. So it's it's late at night. It's 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time right now. I live in the Phoenix area, and we're always in mountain time. So whenever there's daylight savings that goes when people move, fall back and spring forward, we typically just stay the same. And I don't know if that's changing. I really don't know. When you live in Arizona, you don't pay a lot of attention to daylight savings. I've got some music in the background to kind of listen to. I figure it's late at night. I'm trying something different. I honestly want to see how these graphics are moving forward. But welcome to Elevated Awesomeness, everyone. I'm your host, Matt Berry, and I've got to I have to unlock the scene. But I'll be your director of awesomeness here. And I wanted to talk about something that honestly has been top of mind for me for quite a bit. I'm going to move hopefully the background music is subtle enough. But there's been a lot of talk lately about the loneliness epidemic. And I know there's a lot of, here in the last few years, we've had pandemics, we've got epidemics. But to be honest with you, I believe that this latest epidemic really can trace some of its roots back to the pandemic that we had. And I got to be honest with you, I have really been, sometimes I don't think about it as much, but other times I do. There's certain moments when it really clicks on me that, wow, I'm kind of lonely often. And the thing is that I'm just talking to you from my point of view and from my experiences. And to be honest with you, if we're all feeling pretty lonely about certain things, we all really feel lonely in our own certain point of view. So let me just talk to you a little bit about my point of view. So before the pandemic hit, I'm telling you, years ago, years ago, I'd had different struggles. And I'm going to say closer to 2010, I was realizing that I didn't have a lot of social networks. I was newly becoming single. I was getting out in the dating environment, and I needed to create some new social circles. And I did that by going out and drinking and joining a lot of social. I didn't know what to do, honestly. I joined a bunch of dating apps, and I started going out on dates to see other human beings and have conversations with them, and use dating apps to go out and date women. And just but as far as like friendships go, I wound up going to a lot of bars and building some of those friendships along that way. And there were certain times when I didn't feel like going out to bars, when it got a little old or became counterproductive to some of my health goals. Some of those friendships that I had bonded with in that bar situation had gone to the wayside. And then, so on that healthier mix, I had gotten involved with some multi-level marketing, with some, pretty good health products, and I was making some pretty, I was moving forward, number one, with some health goals of mine. I was losing weight for the first time in a long time. That was really good. But I was going to conventions. I was getting out on social media. I was actually getting on Facebook doing live videos talking about things like, oh my God, I feel really great doing this and that, da, da, da. But that type of social interaction was just really great. And I was constantly challenging myself to get out and do different things. And I was challenging myself all the time. I was challenging myself to get in different social environments, to go out and do physical challenges with groups and all that other stuff. And it was really great. And I liked that. And I started to build up a little bit of a community. And then, gosh, it's weirdly weird. I don't know what song that is, so I'm just going to stop and not have music in the background. But for me, I went into a little bit of a funk. My financial situation took a turn, and I got really depressed, and things had just really changed. And a lot of those, well, and I was starting to make some of the changes, and like as I was moving myself out of the depression, I thought, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm building this toolbox that I'm gonna help myself out whenever I get into these kind of depression like scenarios. Um, but then when I was like, oh my God, I'm getting better, I'm getting better, I can kind of move forward, then the pandemic hit. Then it was one of those things, and I know it was a long story to get to here, but um, before I felt like I'd finally gotten to the point where I was building communities and challenging myself and becoming more social, and learning how to navigate that environment, and it wasn't so foreign, and that was almost becoming my comfort zone a little bit. But anyway, so the pandemic hit, right? And I'm like, whoa, I got this. I know how to take care of myself when I'm in a shell. And that's what I did. I'm like, the pandemic came, we couldn't go anywhere, everything was restricted, right? So I got really comfortable. I built up a comfort zone. There was a bubble around the house. Amazon could get here, but nobody else could. And over the years after the pandemic went away, after everybody was starting to, come back together, I didn't. And the thing is that I work remotely for the most part. I kind of work and live in this office environment right here. I can get anywhere remotely. I can do my work remotely. And there's a lot of my colleagues that do the same. So I find that I get pretty comfortable in the shell and I don't need to leave. Why do I need to leave? Except for certain times when um, having my lovely dogs and their comfort, that's the thing, is when you can't talk to people, having dogs around, that kind of gives you that unconditional love and affection that a lot of times you crave, where that social interaction from other people you would get. But I've the problem is, for me, I have really learned to get comfortable in my comfort zone. I've really used those walls that I've built over the last several years as kind of a defense mechanism to keep others out and to make me feel safe. Hence the comfort. And um but it's been a practice for me. I realize that that is not a healthy thing. It really isn't. And for me, just building up those walls and staying behind them and not getting out and challenging myself and taking the action to do some of those things and to recreate the community, I don't know. And I don't have an answer. I don't necessarily know. It's all foreign to me again, right? But I know I need to do it. And the biggest step is the blah 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 blah. I can't even talk now. The biggest step is to realize that, and like, whoa, wait a second, it's time to get out of this bubble you've built for yourself. There's a beautiful world outside. There's wonderful people there. who'd embrace you? And it's just, I just have to work on that and tell myself it's okay. And I'm kind of proud of myself. Over the past 3 weeks ago, I started getting on the Bumble app again. I take that back. I started getting intentionally back on the Bumble app. And meaning, like, when I actually matched up with somebody, that I was like making an intention to actually go out on a date and actually meet them instead of going, "Hey, how's your day?" Because oh my gosh, I find that even though it is a like I swipe, they swipe, and on Bumble, when the woman matches up, they have to respond to you, which hey, takes a little bit of the work out, and I can be lazy on certain aspects, but I find that I'm like, I don't even know how to talk to another human. I'm like, most of the time when I'm having the conversations, it's involving something with tech, or I'm talking about my day. So, anyways, so that's it. It's like I'm trying to learn how to be me again. I'm learning how to try and, hey, Teresa, how's it going? So nice to hear from you. Um, and Teresa, honestly, over the years, I know I've shut so many people out. And one of my biggest regrets on this loneliness topic is that I have, over the past several years, I have isolated myself so much, and I found that I was living in just like, ah, what do I have to give other people? I'm struggling with myself, and I find that I shut myself out, and I've typically I've shut out a lot of really close friends over the years, just simply because I have not been able to really navigate some of my anxieties that I've had up. So huge regret. Well, thank you so much. It's and Teresa, I always love our conversations. It was always really great. And the thing is that I miss that. And I miss having, my community of friends. And the thing is like it's hard sometimes. I woke up this morning, got a lot going on. I mean, think I've got a lot of good things going on in my world. I really do. And sometimes I don't stop and appreciate that. Sometimes I overthink a lot. So sometimes I'll overthink on the fear of whatever I've been working in my head, and I never take the time to kind of appreciate the good stuff going on, the good stuff I've going on in my life, and it's okay. But anyway, so that's just one thing. It's new year, new goals, new resolutions, whatever. And mine is I've recognized that I have really I I everything that I'm feeling right now, it is of my own making. I am the one who isolated myself. I am the one who has become a bit of an introvert. So I'm the one who needs to start taking the action and getting out again. Woo! So I've been taking the steps, I will say. And here lately, I'll be honest with you, my dog Orbit, he, he's typically in tune with me. And this is part of me getting out of the house. um, is that I'm getting a little of that judgment, dude. You need to get out. You need to see other people, and so that's it. So, anyways, I get that. So when I see out in the news, or when somebody's doing a report, or when we're having conversations at work with our colleagues and they talk about the loneliness epidemic, I get that. I get that. I really, really, really do. And I can relate to it so much. And and all it makes me feel is that number one, I've got a lot of regret of the actions that I've taken that put me into this spot. But that's okay. I can't dwell on that because I need to take the action to get out. And even though I found a way at one point to create community and build friendships and challenge myself. So I know it's possible. So that's the goal for me for this year is to get out more, date more, um, explore more, but just to get out of my comfort zone, to take my dogs out, to explore, to meet and connect with other human beings, and to try and build community. Hence this, hence this, my elevated awesomeness. So, thanks a lot. I really, really appreciate. So, I worked up a little bit and I got some of this stuff out of my head. So then tonight, when I go to bed, I can sleep and not doom scroll, not stay up in the middle of the night, which I've been guilty of a lot lately. So, anyways, so Teresa, thank you very much for the comment. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna favorite this and. See if I can add it to my. I need to start trying to add these. There we go. See? Oh, and I definitely need to change that graphic. But again, thank you so much, Teresa. It was great seeing you as well. So, everybody, have an awesome night. I really appreciate you taking time to watch this. And I feel like it was a good vent. So, everybody, have an awesome night. And take action. If you're feeling lonely, you're not alone. You really aren't. And that makes me feel good to know that I'm not alone in it because I know I'm not. But if you are at home and you can relate to what I'm talking about, if you've isolated yourself and you've built up a bit of a comfort zone, I just telling you, it's okay to start taking the action. And I get it. I really, really, really do. So it's all about taking some steps and taking some action, reaching out maybe to a friend that you've lost a connection with, a family member that you've lost connection with over the years, and reconnecting. Take the first step. Take the first step, and it gets better. So, whoa. I'm struggling with you, and we're gonna take the action together. So, my awesome friends, you guys have an awesome night. It has been amazing sitting and chatting with you. So, have a great night.